rage. That was the word that described yesterday's events. The body's feeling it. I drank a little bit, not a lot, but I did drink a little bit. It's not really in my nature to drink, period. But, when in Rome, I think one of the things that brings confidence in my life is that I feel I'm very adaptable. I feel like I don't walk into a situation like I did for the last 2 days, even though I didn't necessarily want to be there, and I know that I don't want to be there, but I've committed to that. I accept it, and I embrace that. And so I go after it hardcore, like, I don't necessarily want to be here. Most people are going to leave that situation. Oh, I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this. This isn't me. They leave. And I believe that there's value in that, because self-identity is a big thing, knowing what you like and what you don't like. But there's also value in being able to morph, change, or adapt to the environment in which you are given, because you don't always get the choice to run and to leave. As an American, I get an opportunity to just go wherever I want, anywhere in the world. And that's a huge, huge advantage. But I can't allow myself to always run from a situation I don't like. I don't like this situation, or I don't like this person. I'll avoid them because there's a lot of other people in the world. I don't like that mentality. There's a lot of other people, so I'll just kind of jump around until I find people that I think are the strongest entities and the strongest links. That kind of mentality, I'm not so sure. It breeds into divorce. It breeds into giving up very quickly. I don't like those things. For me, personally, I like to stick it out with somebody. Like, listen, let's talk about this, communicate. If there's a break in our relationship, let's call it that, but let's be upfront about that, confront it, have a conversation. Not this just, okay, well, I'm just going to avoid you and you avoid me, and then literally we just kind of lose touch till we just forget about each other. I believe that we have this connection to one another that even if suppressed, it just still manifests. It's always there. And a lot of this emptiness and people that aren't happy, that comes down to the fact that they've suppressed so much shit. And that thing just always is bubbling up. And you just can't keep things suppressed. Things need to be confronted. If I have an issue with someone, I like to go to them and talk to them. Now, that always isn't the case. I have had plenty of people that were not interested in ever talking to me again for something they felt that I did to them intentionally or maliciously. I'm the type of person who says, listen, let's come together and talk so I can be made aware of what I did. And even if I did hurt you, I'd like to know how I did that. And maybe even a self-discovery of why I did that. Was that jealousy on my part? Was that fear of abandonment? What did I do that made me feel that I needed to take those courses of action? We're all trying to learn and grow. I think the worst thing you do is just kind of sweep it away and not confront it. And that's called a lack of communication. And that is not what I will be ever labeled as. I want to be known as a communicator, whether it's with my audience, or my camera, or myself, right? And then have an inspiring message that I can bring to the world. Look, I don't know what I'm going to be able to give or what my gift is. I do know this. When I help people with something that I've done before, self-awareness, building yourself, I haven't written a book yet, but when I do write a book, I'm not just going to write a book. I'm going to showcase the process of writing a book in case you want to write a book at some point in time. What is the point of learning something if you don't share it with the world? I don't get that. I'll never get that. I want to be a communicator. I want to communicate with the world. And I'm using this as my platform to start. And it will grow. One day I'll look back on a video where I sit on my bed and work on a website for hours on hours each day. It won't always be like that. Maybe someday there'll be an auditorium of people that think what I say has value. And that's a great feeling. And then the last thing I wanted to address, because this, getting a little emotional. The reason why. I want my life, I want my legacy to be helping people. And that's it. And if for other people that want that, or other people who want to help others, or people who want to be helped, that's a magnificent thing. They can relate to that. I don't want to just do a prank channel. I want to have a channel that has significance. I want to have a brand that has significance. I want to have a life that has significance. And everything I do, I'm always trying to figure out the angle that I can get better. Everything I do, it's just who I am, and I can't change that. But and I've been traveling a lot, and I haven't really addressed this, but as I was, like this overwhelming feeling came back on me, and I really liked it, and I want to share that with you. So I have an audience on this channel, and it's maybe not a big audience, but it's an audience. And it doesn't matter if there's 1,000 people watching or 2. I have 2 huge people. I have a lot of fans that like kind of maybe say a comment every once in a while. You know, there's maybe like 20 or 30 people commented on my channel. But continuously, Charlie and Brian. And these 2 guys, as they know as they're probably listening to this, they are so influential to me understanding that it doesn't matter if it's me helping 1,000 people or just 1. That's to me, that's equally as significant. And you know, I have talked with Charlie and Brian for quite some time, and they always are making comments, and they're always asking me questions, and they're always kind of telling me how I inspire them, and whether that's to start a business or their own YouTube channel, they have done that. They've gone out and they've done things, and they've said that I've inspired them. That's just like the most wonderful feeling. And it makes everything that I do, and all the work in my channel, and everything that I want to accomplish in the next 5 years or 10 years, because this is a 5 or 10 year goal, it makes it seem plausible. I think it's very difficult to have a lot of hardship come your way and just have to persist through that. That's hard. But when you have guys like Charlie and Brian, and they continuously motivate you and encourage you and speak highly of you, and they're true fans. They're not like, hey, great vlog. Like there's thought and intention behind their comments, and they're daily. And I love the reciprocation because I'm making content, and through that form, they are becoming motivated and then responding back to me. They're motivating me, and so there's this back and forth motion that just is so inspiring, and it encourages betterment. So it's just important to me, and I just wanted to thank anybody and everyone who watches. It does mean. Back to the work, back to getting better. Make today great. Thanks, guys.